After the end of Mahabharata war, the Pandavas ruled the kingdom of Hastinapura, appointed Yuyutsu as the governor of Indraprastha, ruled the kingdom for many years, and after Krishna left this world, they appointed Parikshit, Arjuna's grandson, as the next king, and they left to the Himalayas in search of heaven. But what happened after that? Did this dynasty continue to rule till the historical era? How did this dynasty came to an end? This is what I'm going to talk about today. So let's get started. Hello everyone, this is Pranav and you're watching Pravya Now, a channel where I discuss history, mythology, fiction and their relations with each other. My today's topic is what happened to the Kuru dynasty after Mahabharata. Well, as I said, when Parikshit became king, the Pandavas and Krishna had already left this world, and this is where the Dwapar Yuga came to an end and Kali Yuga began. The personification of Kali Yuga, the Kali demon, came in the form of a monster to the kingdom of Hastinapura, and in order to defend the kingdom, Parikshit went to war with him. Parikshit defeated this demon and he tried to banish Kali from his kingdom. But the demon requested Parikshit to let him stay, as this was his era and it was not right to banish him completely. So Parikshit allowed him to stay in places of vices, places of evil like brothels, slaughterhouses, gambling houses and other places, including the cause of major crime, gold. When Parikshit allowed Kali to stay in gold, he immediately entered Parikshit's crown and he began to corrupt his mind. As Parikshit's mind got corrupted, he got more and more aggressive. He got more and more arrogant. In his arrogance, he went to a hermitage of a sage named Shamika and started demanding for water. The sage was in his deep meditation, so he couldn't respond, and Parikshit got very angry. He took a dead snake and he put it on Shamika's shoulder. This outraged his son Shringen, and Shringen cursed Parikshit that he will be killed by a snake. Parikshit immediately realized what he has done and he removed his crown and accepted the curse because he acknowledged that he had made a mistake. Parikshit was killed by Takshaka, the king of the Nagas, who was the arch enemy of the Pandavas, and Janmejaya succeeded the throne after Parikshit. Janmejaya, the son of Parikshit, was so outraged with the Nagas that he decided to exterminate them completely. This event is called as Sarpasatra, and although in mythology it is depicted that Janmejaya is exterminating snakes, in reality they could have been a Naga tribe of men who were destroyed by Janmejaya. This is where history and mythology diverge, and which will be a topic for some other day. After Janmejaya, what happened we don't know in the Mahabharata, but we do get some genealogies from the Puranas, especially the Matsya Purana. According to Matsya Purana, Janmejaya's successors were Shatanika, Ashwamedhadatta, Asima Krishna and Nichakshu. This is where it gets interesting. According to Matsya Purana, when Nichakshu was ruling the kingdom of Hastinapur, there were huge floods in the river Ganga and the whole city of Hastinapur was wiped out. This is why Kshamaka had to move his capital from Hastinapur to Kausambi, where he established a new kingdom called the Vatsa kingdom. We have found archaeological sites in Hastinapura and in Kausambi, which shows a cultural continuity and also a layer of land in Hastinapura, which proves that a giant flooding had happened back in the day. Nichakshu was succeeded by Ushina, Chitraratha, Vrishnimata, Sushina, Nichakshu, Sukhihala, Pariplava, सुनया, मेधविन, नृपंजय, मृदु, टिग्मा, बृहदरथ, वसुधन, Shatanika II, and Udayana. Now, Udayana was a contemporary of Gautam Buddha. In fact, according to some Buddhist sources, he and Buddha were born on the same day. Udayana was a very great musician, and there are stories about him. I've made a different video on that. It's called the Vatsan Elephant. It's about the Indian counterpart of the Trojan horse. Moving on. Udayana was succeeded by Ahinara, Dandapani, Neeramitra, and Kshemaka. Kshemaka was killed by his own minister Vishwa, and this dynasty came to an end. The kingdom was assimilated by the Avanti state, which had matrimonial alliances with the Vatsa kingdom. And soon after that, it was taken over by Magad Empire. There is a lesser known junior dynasty of the Kurus, which ruled from the capital city of Indraprastha. Not much is known about this dynasty, but from the Vedic text we understand that they were invaded and destroyed by the Salva tribe, and slowly they got assimilated by the Panchalas as they had no successor, and Panchalas had matrimonial alliances, making them the next line in throne. From the Buddhist sources and Kautilya's Arthashastra, we know that at some point in time the Kurus had become a republic, as Kautilya calls them Raja Shabdojivin Sangha, which is probably a democratic republic. Eventually it became part of the Mauryan Empire, and so not much is known about this dynasty, what happened to this dynasty. But there are some other dynasties that emerged in later times which had claimed descendants from the Pandavas. Most notably among those were the Tomaras of Delhi. That's it for today, guys. If you are interested in history, mythology and fiction, stay tuned to Pravyam now and check out my other videos and subscribe. This is Pranav signing off. Ta-da!